Chris?
Very good. Right, so I'll better just give you a very brief introduction. So James, you're the commercial director at 3Squared, and you started off as a web development agency in Sheffield, a small company.
Yeah, bizarrely I did my placement year here 20 years ago in the workstation, and that's how I met my business partner, because he took over my placement year at Sheffield after I did a presentation at Sheffield to say how great my placement year was.
Oh, really?
And we worked really well on projects, and we thought, let's start a company. So that was 16 years ago. So
right, and now there's quite a few.
So yeah, we've now got 50 members of staff at 3Squared, just based up the road. We've just grown over the years, but it's the rail sector that has really made us grow over the past 7 years. We initially got into the rail sector by collaborating with East Midlands Trains and South West Trains on developing a competency management solution for them. Initially we pitched the fact that we had a construction piece of software that did competency management, and we managed to get in the door by showing them that. Okay. However, when we realised how the rail industry actually worked, it was completely different to the way the construction sector works, in the fact that a train driver can also be a guard, has multiple competency cycles, and that kind of thing. It was like,
So you were hoping for a cheap project where you could repurpose a whole load of software that
we were initially, but then like, user stories showed us something completely different. So we built it from the ground up.
So then presumably you also realised that these challenges were opportunities to
absolutely, yeah,
think about how to transform the rail industry.
And we were very fortunate in the rail industry and working with both these operators. They were really helpful into helping us build a solution that would work for the industry. And if you move to the next slide, this is
tell me when to
this is us working with South West Trains and East Midlands Trains to develop the solution. And as I say, we did initial user stories to kind of get up to the stage of working out how this system would work. But it was just revolutionary when we did eventually deliver this product for the industry, and the fact that South West Trains used to use a Lotus Notes-based system for managing this competency, which just did not work. And East Midlands Trains did it on paper. So
how long ago was this?
This must have been about 6 years ago. I think we used to start this project. Essentially what they used to do is do it on paper. So an assessor had to go out and assess a train driver using a clipboard and paper. That piece of paper then went into the filing cabinet, into a file, and then realised when things went wrong. So a driver did a span, went to a red light, he digged out all these files, and there was no full audit trail of when they were last assessed and that kind of thing, and it was just like a complete nightmare for them. So when the ORR got involved to assess them, they were like got slapped on the
wrist. This is about ensuring that when trains run, they run with trained, certified people on board.
That's right.
That are able to handle all the different things that a train might encounter.
Definitely, yeah. So a train driver can't drive anywhere on the UK network. They've got to know, they've got to be competent at that route, they've got to be competent at using that train, and this thing needs to be assessed every 12 months. For different operators have different competency cycles, and different people have different assessment cycles and things like that. So it's just an absolute, the amount of these assessments that have to happen. Actually managing that system itself was a complete nightmare until we delivered this. So now an assessor can go out and assess with an iPad, it all goes back to a cloud-based system, and then they can actually monitor who is at the most risk of obviously having an accident or whatever, and concentrate on the right people instead of just blindly assessing everyone.
So this is now a cornerstone, a big part of what is the Railsmart suite of applications.
Yes, this was our initial flagship product. When we got into the industry, we realised that actually there's so much opportunity here, and this won the Queen's Award. We managed to meet the Queen. This was the main product, and from that came Railsmart, which was the rest of the product suite. So now we've got this Railsmart suite of applications that help with performance, information management, planning as well. And we've got several TOCs and VOCs, so train operators and freight operators using the product. And we've fortunately got the broader supply chain, so Bombardier, for example, are now on board, and they essentially make trains and obviously maintain trains as well. So they've realised the potential of the software product being able to use it for maintenance staff as well as drivers and that kind of thing as well.
So you're not moving away from operating
yes, so
rolling stock and
it's the broader supply chain basically using the software now as well. So it's a part of the Railsmart suite. There's also within there, so information management is a big thing with the rail industry. So usually people have BlackBerries with information overload when things went wrong. People got loads of information, but now we can tailor information to be sent through iPads with the right documents and the right forms to be filled out and that kind of thing as well.
So how long were you an agency for then, before you did your first project?
I think, we essentially started doing, when Tim and I set it up, we were throwing things at walls, sort of stuff, so we were doing SEO, we were doing print design, oh my god, and all sorts of things. And it's actually when the iPad and iPhone came out, we started getting into the application side of things, and we did a lot of good applications with healthcare, with AXA, and various other providers as well in construction. And it's really what we realised was there was such a great pull for these sort of software products. We license it back to the industry. So for all these products that we do develop for rail, we license it to all the operators and they pay us a fee. And what we do then is we keep using that money to build up and make the software even better.
Right, so each one of these components starts off as a client project essentially for a particular operator.
Yeah.
And then, but you generalise that and then charge licensing fee to the rest of the industry as you shift from being an agency to being a product company. And so you have your own research and development cycle and things like that.
That's right. We have our own product team to keep building this product up, service design team to make sure we grow the products in the way the clients need them, and that just obviously makes it an even better product because everyone's saying what they want, what features they want next, just building up to make it work for the industry.
Yeah. And so you won an award at the Business in National Business Railway Business Award.
That's right. This was one of our clients, Student Rail Freight, won an award recently for a product we've done for them, and obviously that was a bespoke product actually. But we've won quite a few awards within the rail sector and kind of known for what we do now, which is great. Just moving on to the next slide, we've done, I won't go through all the products, but one of the products we developed was Teaser, so this is a mobile timetable information system. Essentially what this is an iPad that goes in the cab of the train, and the driver then can look at the iPad and know how far along he is on the route according to the timetable. So he inputs his head code and he knows where he's supposed to stop throughout the journey, and this uses the GPS of the iPad to know where he is along that route. And tells him whether to speed up or slow down. So there's big fuel saving efficiencies with that, so making sure he's not slowing down and that kind of thing.
This is for the freight industry, is it?
So this is freight and passenger as well. Okay. So operators using this one. But what the advantage to this is if there is delays along the route, they can then feed back to say where they were delayed and put reason codes within there, so they know why the train was delayed, and they can then obviously feedback as to any problems along the way, and they can have a whole audit trail of all these issues and then map it out, etc. as well. What we're actually doing with this product is advancing it further now. So what we've developed this is like an adhesion digital solution. So this picture of leaves on the line, that old chestnut actually is a big problem in the industry, and the fact that freight trains and passenger trains, when they stop or with leaves on the line and carry on skidding, they get wheel flats, and then the train has to be taken out for maintenance, and that obviously has its knock-on effects and that kind of thing as well. So what we've done is we've worked with the Met Office to develop a adhesion digital solution which essentially gives a forecast to a driver through the iPad device to know of any problems along the route. So when low adhesion happens, they'll get a notification to say, along this route there is problems along the line with the way the weather's forecast at the moment, and we do like a live forecast from the Met Office so the driver knows how to regulate the train to stop this adhesion problem happening.
Right, so the Met Office know what kind of trees are along the line and when they're likely to be shedded and when the conditions are such that it's more likely there's going to be leaves.
Yeah.
And if there are leaves, then if it's in a braking zone, as the train brakes, they slide, they flat spot the wheels and then cause too much vibration.
Yeah, so the wheels tend to get flat, so they have to be taken out of service to be redone basically. So yeah, it's really quite fascinating.
Is it working? I mean,
so we've tried this forecasting thing so far with one of the operators, and it is working quite well. We've got another operator in Wales that want to trial this as well within the autumn to make it work. Because essentially they don't get a decent forecast from the route at the moment if there's any problems, and the Met Office can actually get an in-depth analysis for every point to point along that route to show what the conditions are going to be. And by having that information, the driver can make sure that he knows what to do along the way.
Well, so it just means that they brake a bit earlier or slow down?
Yeah, they just know how to regulate the train better if there is low adhesion problems.
Okay.
So it gives them more information.
Wow. So that's going to save the industry a lot, and let alone...
But there's so many 350,000 minutes delayed due to low adhesion apparently every year, so it's quite significant. Next one, briefly, because I know we're running out of time. This is one of the products we've been developing. It's 3 years in the making. This one is about rostering. So this is planning for operators to make sure people can do the job and plan a roster. So basically you get a base roster for the operators to know who's driving what route and what traction, etc. And then they have a weekly roster that goes on top to know people's holidays or planning and that kind of thing. And this used to happen all on spreadsheets. There is legacy software out there that was Windows-based back in the 90s that people are still using to this day that does the job of this, but they're still having to put in an Excel sheet to know when the holidays are and that kind of thing. And what we do now is we integrate with our competency management side to make sure we know that a person is competent at a train or driving a train, competent at this particular route. So when they are validating the roster, they know exactly that it is going to be down to the T if the validation rules are kicking in and in place. So this just saves so much time for someone actually putting this plan together. Pulls in contract rules as well, so we know how many contract hours somebody's contracted for throughout the year, and it just like that information within there as well. So it's quite fascinating. And this then ties into the rail technical strategy, which is one of the things which the rail delivery group put together. And this is kind of where we're heading with our future software, is to make sure that all this data is being used to make sure that trains are running faster and better and that kind of thing as well.
So all the data you're collecting and managing, you're making available to people to analyse?
Well, we're currently doing analysis on it, so we're using AI to help improve operations as well, and now we're obviously hoarding all this data as well, but that's the next step, is to deliver for this rail technical strategy. So that's
cool. I think that's the last slide, is it?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, it doesn't sound like you're going to run out of things to
But
transform.
it's a great industry to be in. There's so much